50,000 sales volume in a single pay cycle. And so not just that, but Leah and Sam Melquist, they do it together, coincide. Leah has a master's degree in health and wellness, and she's been in public health for over 12 years. So this girl has got some major knowledge with what we have on our hands, and you will hear through her voice and her presentation how passionate she is about it, because she has been in that industry. I'm not saying you need to be in that industry to know how powerful this is, but she gets it. And you'll be able to hear that through her voice. And so Sam, her husband, is a graphic artist, and they look forward to traveling the world. And he's also a photographer, and one amazing, talented one at that. And so if you're ever looking for a photographer, let me tell you, Melquist Photography is the way. And so I am super thrilled to allow her to present to you guys and to hear her passion. And so please, if you have a notebook or notes on your app or whatever on your phone, please take notes, because you're really going to want to, the amazing nuggets that she has to share with you. So Leah, are you there with us today?
Yes, thank you so much, Sienna, for the introduction. It's been truly a privilege to get to work alongside this rock star. She's definitely one of the up-and-coming leaders in our company, and it's just really cool to watch people just get, put boots to the ground, see the vision in something, and just run and rise into their own success. So thank you so much for the introduction, Sienna. So you guys, honestly, this is one of my favorite things to do in the world right now. I am, like she said, I am so passionate about what we have, and every time I get the opportunity to present, I get excited, I get goosebumps, because I know that what we have is impacting lives globally, from the product side and our technology, and also in the business opportunity side of this. It's truly a gift what we have. So before I get started into it, I am going to show you guys a quick little video, and then it's just about 2 minutes, and then I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive. But it's a really great kind of overview of the wearable tech that we have. So one second, let me get my screen shared here. All right, can you guys see my screen okay? Good? Yeah, okay, thank you. All right.
Welcome to Life Sensing Technology, where technology meets health. We are proud to introduce you to Helo. With over 500,000 pieces already sold, Helo has captured the media's attention from around the world and has been successfully showcased at the 2018 CES convention in Las Vegas. Helo is a wearable smartband device that performs measurements in real time while you are doing your daily activities, such as working, walking, running, and even sleeping. The continuous monitoring of your most important vital signs allows Helo to alert you if your numbers are out of normal range. The latest version, Helo LX Plus, with its clinical-grade sensors, offers you additional measurements with a high degree of precision. Helo LX Plus can also measure ultraviolet rays and alert you if your exposure is too high to these harmful rays. Helo learns about you day by day, constantly improving in accuracy and performance. All the data that Helo registers, together with the reports that you can access because of the LifeLog platform, will become a real treasure for your self-care. Will guide you to a better behavior and will lead you to change any undesirable habits. Now that's what we call total peace of mind. What makes Helo even more unique and fun is the Helo App Store. Thanks to the powerful open API, any software developer can create and publish their own apps and plugins. Many apps are already available. Some of these include Kiko, with all the common measurements, blood pressure measurements, EKG measurements, and even oxygenation exclusively for Helo LX Plus, Lifestyle Index, and Helo Fit and Helo Fit Pro, and many more apps, like the just-announced breakthrough technology of the Sugar Trend software, are coming. Thanks to an additional device called Extents, apps can be developed to reach sugar trends. Wow, you heard right. The first ever worldwide non-invasive technology. It's absolutely amazing. But life sensing technology is not just about sensing your body's trends. It is also about helping to protect your life. Every day, a hidden enemy called electrosmog attacks our bodies, altering the water molecules of our body, which results in damage and negative effects to our DNA. World now has the solution, which offers the protection you have been missing. Introducing BioZen, a small chip with a big difference. Biozen has been scientifically proven to drastically reduce the harmful effects of electrosmog. All you have to do is stick Biozen on any electrically powered device. That's it. Biozen is now also Biozen Plus, thanks to the recognition as a Class 1 medical device in Europe. Biozen Plus is available only in selected countries. It is so crystal clear that life-sensing technology is the next biggest thing. Now that you see the power of these products and this market, it will be easy to answer these 3 simple questions. First, do you see how life-sensing technology can be potentially a lucrative business? Second, would you want to financially benefit from this emerging market without any high startup cost or any special requirements? And third, do you know of at least 2 people that would be interested in this product or in an opportunity with this market? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are the person we are looking for to join our movement. Please get back to the person that shared this video with you so you can find out the next steps on how to join our referral program.
Awesome. All right. Let me pull over my presentation now. So that's what we call our commercial. That gives a brief overview of the 2 different products we have. And I'm going to do a deep dive here into the Helo and the Wearable Tech. Okay, I have it downloaded. Oh. There we go. Okay. So truly with our company here, what we're doing is we're merging healthcare and technology all together for the first time in history and making it a home-based business. So we always talk about this product disclaimer. We put this on the front of everything we do because while we have some incredible technology, it is not a medical device. Okay? It is not intended to diagnose or treat disease or anything like this. This is a consumer product at this point. So wearable technology is the industry that we're in. And commonly people think of the Fitbits, the Apple Watches, Garmin's, that kind of thing. But we truly have the first health-focused monitor. Last year, we launched the first generation of our device. It was called the Helo LX. So our devices have these baseline functionalities. And some of the features that people just love and have gotten really excited about, it's in real time. And so the tagline, it's a proactive, real-time health monitor that's customized to you. So it's able to do heart rate and breath rate and blood pressure, and there's an EKG on it. And so it's all of your biometrics. Essentially, it's taking and giving you a dashboard into what's going on inside. Similar to when we have a car and you look on the dashboard and it tells you like check engine soon light, you need gas, how fast you're going, that kind of thing. This is through our health focused monitor, you're able to get a dashboard and a kind of a picture into what the functions and everything that's going on inside. And then there's a cool concept called our Guardian feature. So you're actually able to monitor other people. So my husband wears one, my mom wears one, who lives about 5 hours away from here. She wears a Helo, and I can pull up her metrics at any point in the day. The last time they ran, I can see what is her heart rate looking like? How did she sleep last night? What kind of steps is she doing? And the blood pressure has been a huge gift since never before have we been able to do that, the blood pressure in real time like that. Quick on the other lines, just so we have a good recording here. And so again, last year, that was our first generation device launched, the Helo LX. In January now of this past year, we launched our second generation device. All right, come on, mouse, work with me. There we go. So it's called the Helo LX Plus. So essentially, as technology has evolved, now we're launching the next one, which you can kind of think of it like the cell phone industry, where there's the iPhone 8, then there's the 10. As technology evolves and new features come out, we get new cell phone options. That's what we have here as well. But the difference now with the LX Plus is it has clinical grade sensors in it. So the sensor technology is truly what sets us apart right now in the wearable space. And that allows us to be much more of that true health monitor doing the life sensing technology. So some of the other benefits of the new model, the LX Plus, it actually has a UV sensor right on the top. I living in northwestern Minnesota. I got to wear this all winter, but I never got to test out that functionality because we don't see the light of day too much, or so it's too cold to go out and there's no sun. So we actually, a lot of us, the leadership team just got back from the Dominican a few weeks ago. So it was really cool to be able to kind of see that, going from even from the shade to the sun and it shooting up to the 8 and 9. And then it gives recommendations on, put some sunscreen on, wear a hat, that kind of thing. And so that was kind of cool to be able to test that out. So we have a lot of dermatologists and whatnot that are like, okay, this is pretty cool to be able to give people some of that feedback in real time as we're out in our day-to-day life. So another feature, kind of a perk to this newer model, is the increased sensitivity to movement. So it's really helping and increasing the significance in what we're able to do in the fitness aspect. But what's cool is it also pulls in your biometrics. So as I'll show you, we have an app called Helo Fit Pro, and not only will it tell you your distance and running and whatnot, but it'll tell you what's your heart rate doing at certain points throughout your workout, and the blood pressure. And we're going to continue to be able to increase in functionality on that, but I'll kind of get to that. And so the other thing with this, again, the clinical grade sensors are what really, so giving you the ability to have more in-depth, more accurate information versus last year's model. And last year's model is great as well, just a little more increased functionality on this one. So we call it, we're like in the life care era. It's for the first time ever, we can really take control through self-care and have an idea of what's going on before we're symptomatic, before we're in the hospital, having no idea. And one of the first things that you get checked when you get to the hospital, they hook you up to the blood pressure machine, they go through all your vital signs. Well, now we have the ability to know what's happening before we, in just day-to-day to our day-to-day life, and if something's just not feeling right. And another cool functionality with having this data in real time, we are able to share that information. So we actually had an incident here, gosh, it was probably 2 or 3 months ago now, but we had an event, and it was actually one of our team members. She was wearing her Helo. She ended up like passing out at our event, and we ended up calling an ambulance, and right through that, because she had her data being read on her phone, we could check out what her blood pressure was doing. Thankfully, we have another team member that's an EMT and was right away, checking her out and everything. But as the ambulance came, then we were able to show, and then when they went to the hospital, how her blood pressure hit and her heart rate, what they had been doing for the hour, 2 hours, 3 hours prior to that. So suffice it to say, those EMTs were pretty impressed that we had that information right on the spot. So here, this slide kind of compares the two side by side. What we're really excited about is kind of what's coming with our open API platform. So basically what that means is over the last year, we've had the ability for app developers and scientists and physicians have been working on apps to create increased functionalities for our device. So that's where we say it's a personalized health monitor customized to you. So I kind of like to compare it to our cell phones again. We have the, it's the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. We are able to download apps that make our phones customized to our needs. So my phone and Denise's phone might look a little bit different based on, what our needs are in life, and based on the apps, and we customize it to our own personal needs. Excuse me, that's the same concept we have here with our Helo. So not only do we have this light sensing technology, but it's truly the first wearable that's customized to your needs. So as we're about to launch the first few apps, we do have 3 in the Helo App Store right now, but the vision is for us to have hundreds and then thousands of apps. So truly, whether your fitness is, you're fit as a fiddle, but you just really want fitness stuff, or we have stuff coming, I'm going to kind of share some examples, but some really incredible new technology that has never been done before. So not only, we kind of like to say that our Helo will actually continue to increase in value, the longer we have it and as this technology evolves with our App Store. So with all this, last year in the whole direct selling space, we were voted the #1 direct selling product in the world in this entire industry. And there's, I think last count, there's 26,000 companies in this space, and a lot of phenomenal products. I'm a huge industry advocate, but we got voted #1. So that in our first year, that was a pretty cool recognition to get. So we've also been on the news multiple times last year. I actually lost count. At first it was like 4 and 5, and now it's 6, but I lost count. And these weren't paid spots. This was the media getting word on this technology and asking us to come and speak to what we're doing. Excuse me. We actually, on the Today Show, had Carson Daly wearing a Helo. Yeah, it was pretty cool that morning. So turn that on and seeing it, and we've been able to share that. So if anybody wants to see that spot, we definitely did get it recorded. So they were just comparing different wearables out on the market, and they definitely had to bring in the Helo since it was pretty state of the art. So as we go forward, and kind of one of the significant things that happened this past year, in January, we were featured at the largest technology convention in the world. So it's called CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show. It's based out of Las Vegas. All the tech giants all over the world come together and showcase their up and coming technologies and where they're going in the next year and whatnot. And for the first time in history, our company, or us as a network marketing company, it was the first time ever that a network marketing company was asked to be at the show. And it's because of the significance and the technology that we have. So when we were here, we were debuting 2 future features that we're going to have that we are all very excited about and feel super blessed to be able to be the ones to be able to launch this to the world because of how many lives it's going to impact. So the first one is our non-invasive sugar trend monitor. Like, I legitimately just said that. We are going to be first to market on non-invasive sugar trends. You guys, think about how incredible that is. The amount of people around the world that clinically have to monitor their blood sugars. And then I think, as public health being my background, what I'm excited about even is the pre-diabetics. So the people that are getting word like, you know what, your blood sugars are not quite, are out of range. We're kind of noticing some increased markers here. You need to manage your lifestyle a little bit. So now for the first time ever, people can, through our device, they'll just put this little extends piece on their finger and it'll work with the sensors in the Helo and it'll give them feedback on what their blood sugar is doing. So you think about, just having different eating habits and, okay, what does my blood sugar do if I eat this versus if I eat that? So, and then on the health side of it, for just everyday people, we have the ability to get that kind of feedback because most people's blood sugar, unfortunately, is either high or low. And ideally, we want to keep it in balance. So if we can kind of have that feedback of how different lifestyle behaviors affect our blood sugar, this is going to be a huge home run as far as behavior change, lifestyle, and all of that plays into overall health. So I'm super excited about the functionalities that the blood sugar is going to be able to do for us. And kind of to compare the 2 different devices, the Helo LX, our first generation, it'll be able to give people 3 levels on the blood sugar. So it'll be low, medium, and high. And this year's, the LX Plus, it will be able to give 9 levels. So it just kind of shows the demonstration on the difference in the accuracies and the levels of information we're able to get because of those increased sensors on the newest device. So as I mentioned, this open API platform, you guys, the blood sugar is pretty exciting, but that's just one of the apps and one of the softwares that we're going to be launching. Truly, the sky is the limit. So I'm going to show you a few of the first apps here, just give you kind of brief preview. This is the Kiko Plus. This is what we have right now. This is what reads your device and the basic features of your biometrics, kind of helps us see a little bit of what it looks like. You can see up on the left there, the blood pressure, then the heart rate, UV, and blood oxygen, I forgot to mention that one. And then the EKG reading on the bottom. It just gives normal or abnormal. So again, just an indicator, not a replacing a doctor. It's not going to say, here's how your EKG reads, but it'll give somebody an indicator. Hey, I think I've gotten a couple abnormal readings. I need to go in and get it checked out and see what's going on. This is the Helo Fit Pro. So this is the one, again, that's just kind of all activity-based. A couple of the screenshots of the interface of that. And now these next ones are a few that are going to be coming into our App Store. They're in the final approval phases right now. When I was in the Dominican a few weeks ago, they previewed some of these new apps, and we're very, very excited about some of these technologies. And we are an international company, so we're able to share this all around the world, and we have people that are really excited about different apps based on different things that are specific to different countries. So this Helo Vita Pulse it's based on Chinese medicine. When I was in the Dominicans, the Asian side of the room, really blew up when they saw this. It didn't mean as much to me, but the more I talk to people, like, this is a really big deal. So it's able to look at your different meridians and your organ functions and compare, give you kind of a percentage of how it's functioning at this point in time, and compare months, you're wearing it from one month to the next. And again, just an indicator on, okay, something's doesn't seem right, or I'm all is well. And then so you kind of have that idea of what's going on again. So Helo Vital Pulse, and there'll be one called Helo Vita Energy. This one I got very excited about. I also have done a lot of wellness coaching and personal training and whatnot in my past. So it's called LifeLog DNA. So it will truly look at your genetic makeup and bring in the data that the Helo is reading and give you information that is customized on the nutrition side and fitness side to what you should be doing. So, we have a lot of, right now, keto, that's the big hot diet, and there's always new things that come out, and it's what everybody jumps on to try as a new way of eating. But the truth is, everybody's bodies are different. So it isn't one size fits all. So with an app like this, we'll be able to look at it and get that personalized information. So maybe for me, a high carb diet and avoiding red meat is going to be the better way of eating. I don't know. I can't wait to get this app and be able to kind of deep dive into that. And it'll also give recommendations even on the fitness side of things, like where people should be spending most of their time on the exercise component. So that was, just the functionalities of that alone, that one I got really excited about. So that's just a brief preview. So keep in mind, these are all apps coming. They've just been in development. Now they've got them completed, but now we're going through the approval phases of this. So it's just going to be one of those things where we continually check the Helo App Store as they drop in new apps for our devices to increase in functionality. So another feature that you're able to get if you get the box sets with the Helos is our Germanium Stones. So they actually just snap right onto the inside of the band. You can probably see mine there. And what they do is they help increase blood circulation, which helps increase blood flow and then blood oxygen. And the little quick story as to why we have these, our CEO, which I'll share more a little bit about him, but our CEO is diabetic, and his father actually passed away from diabetes as well. So the blood sugar and this component of this is really definitely near and dear to his heart. But prior to him creating the Helo, he was actually wearing a band of germanium because he was prescribed that. There are companies based over in Europe. And because one of the biggest issues he was dealing with his diabetes was the blood circulation issues. So it really, really did a market improvement on that. So he wanted the ability for people to have that option as well and snap germanium stones into their band to help with the blood circulation. And there's just a lot of benefits to that, just besides blood circulation. So you can Google germanium and read up on some of that stuff, but kind of a cool feature as well. With that box set, you also get colored bands you can see here on the right side. If you like to kind of accessorize, I have a gray one on here. It's kind of fun to be able to switch that out. So that's all about the Helo and where we're at right now. It's going to continue to evolve. We have really exciting technologies coming in the future. We're probably a good year out on the next generation device. But one of the other things that we had at CES was a blood alcohol monitor. There will be a blood alcohol sensor in that. So just kind of don't let your mind limit you on what's possible here, like knowing that we're going to be the first on that as well. It's just it's a really unique moment in time as we're launching this thing and launching this life sensing technology. So moving into our other product, you did get to see a little snippet of it in that video, but it's called BioZen. So our company is also focused on health in the protection realm, and this is our first product in that space. And again, being a global company, we have conversations with people all around the world. And through that, I'm realizing the US is a little bit behind on this conversation. And it's on the concept of electrosmog. So we just know that we're more connected than ever before. Like the video said, there is negative effects of how connected we are. Our phones hardly leave they're everything now. So they're around us so much more. And we have all these tablets and iPads and laptops, and we have to make sure we're connected in every place we go. So there's Wi-Fi nearly everywhere except for your backyard at this point. So they know that there is negative effects to that, and it's been researched. It's getting more researched. And again, over in Asia, it's pretty common knowledge that you need to keep this stuff at a minimum or have things in place to protect you. So our BioZen, you just place on the back of your electronic devices. And now it doesn't cause a stress response. My phone, I don't have to worry about it anymore. All these computers around me, I have to make sure and put it there as well. But I always say, at least put it on your kiddos, your cell phones in your family. If your kiddos play on tablets, protect yourself at a minimum in those spaces. Your wireless router is a really good one as well. And I shared the video already, but this is one thing that the more research I did into this, because it wasn't something I was super versed on, but I knew the concept, but I just didn't really have a good grasp of it. So I started doing my own research then once I realized we had this after it got certified as a class 1 medical device, I really did a deep dive. I'm like, okay, this is pretty legit. Now it's got a medical device classification. And there's a really good website called environmentalhealthtrust.org if you want to kind of learn more about this stuff. And that's where I've kind of educated myself now, and then found out there's lots of information out there. And even in our user manuals of our iPhones and our iPads, they're in the very fine print, mind you, of course, but it does say, like, you're not supposed to hold these right next to your body because this is a known fact on the effects of the electrosmog. It's just not talked about a lot here in the US. So definitely take a look at that. Get yourself some bios in on different aspects, the things that you're around most in your home for sure. So I'm going to transition here into our customer referral program and the possibility for you to be a launch partner with us as well. I know there's always a variety of people that are listening in on these webinars. We do these. I just did one in person last night in our community here. And it's, some people are here just to learn more about this technology, or have gotten wind of it and want to, they realize this is something that'll really impact somebody in their life. Or they're like, see the vision and understand the significance of being part of a ground floor technology company. But one of the first questions we get is, so why is small town Minnesota girl telling me about this technology? This seems like a pretty big deal. Why am I not seeing it at Target and Best Buy and in, ads and magazines? And so it's in the network marketing model, and that's never been done before. So why? And so I always like to share the story of how we got here. And it was about 3 years ago now, as Fabio Galdi was our CEO, he was creating the concept of the Helo. Wearable Tech has been on a steady increase, definitely. If you look around, like 1 in 4 people right now is wearing something on their wrist. And Toshiba didn't have a wearable device yet. So they knew we were making this state-of-the-art wearable in the health space, and they came to him and wanted to purchase the device. But he wouldn't sell. And there's a few factors that go into that. But he did say, I'll partner with you. So they actually manufacture the chips in our device now. But the reasons he said I'm 100% committed to it coming through network marketing is because if you understand the world's economy today and how word of mouth actually makes a product travel faster than spending $1 million in the advertising sector. People will trust peer-to-peer recommendations, which is kind of how the network marketing and direct sales model is built, through word of mouth. So he knew, if I stick to this model, I will be able to get this product out there the fastest, and with it being a completely online system, and sadly enough, a lot of our stores are going away, that and the everyday people like you and I, regardless of age, race, background, education, get to benefit off the sale of the devices. And our company is 7 years old, so they've been around for a while. They call him like the Steve Jobs over in Europe. So he's one of the first inventors of the touchscreen. So this isn't a money thing. This was about getting this out and impacting lives around the world. And now if he stuck to the network marketing model, everyday families are going to be able to be financially blessed by the launch of such incredible technology. So that's why we're in this space. That's how we got here. And now we're just got a partnership with Toshiba. And what I like about that also is because their lawyers did about 6 months of research on our company, because never before has network marketing in a 100-year-old, $54 billion company partnered before. So obviously we had to be a pretty up and up legit company. So they did their research. So I'm like, okay, good enough. If Toshiba's lawyers gave it a blessing, it's a good enough company for me to be a part of. So this is our income disclaimer, just basically saying we don't guarantee any level of income or your results. You can see the full income disclosure at the bottom of worldgn.com. It's basically, if you come in and you get to work here, you can make some pretty decent money though, but we just don't guarantee anything, any results. You can go see the rest of that at the bottom of the worldgn.com again. So I talked a little bit about wearable tech and how it's such an exploding space. And this isn't like my word or World Global Network's word. This is Forbes and Time and Business Insider. And I think this was an article in Business Insider that really speaks to, we're just not talking about the fitness monitor space. Truly, we are in this category called mHealth. So if you read the highlighted pieces here, it says IoT devices for healthcare are dominated by wearables. Okay, and the health sector is the most promising area for wearable adoption. So consumer-facing products will eventually be used for more advanced medical care, and tech giants, including Apple and Google and Samsung, are going to have to get in this space if they want to keep up. And what's exciting, nobody knows who World Global Network is, but we are first to market truly in the health space, doing our life sensing technology. So it's a very unique business with timing and trend right now being on our side. So I kind of mentioned the company. We are just top rated in pretty much all aspects. In the Direct Sales Association, we have a AAA+ rating, which I think there is a total of like 25 companies that have that high of accolade out of the 26,000 in the industry. We are a global company, so there's 15 offices worldwide. So it's truly, as you're sharing this, the world is our playground, is what we like to say. It's all in like, who do we know? Who do people in your network know that know people all around the world? Small town Minnesota, didn't really know anybody outside of that, but now I have a team in 4 different countries globally because people everywhere are getting excited about this technology. This is not just specific to North America. So this is some of our corporate staff, Fabio Galdi, as I mentioned. Antonio De Rosa is our our VP of design. He's actually the one that creates all of our products. And actually we had our event last night and somebody's like, wow, it's really like sleek. It's really just like a sexy device. And I'm like, well, that's because we have Antonio. And if you're not familiar with his name, he actually was the concept designer for the iPhones as well. So we're really privileged to be able to have him as a part of our corporate staff. So this slide just kind of paints a picture of what's happened in the last 15, 18 months as we've launched this thing. If you go to businessforhome.org, there's a top ranking of the top 100 network marketers in the entire industry of all network marketing companies, from Mary Kay and Amway to Tupperware and Arbonne and all of the whole aspect of it. And we already have 10% of that list in 18 months. So while these incomes here on here are kind of mind-blowing, the purpose and the intent of this is to show you how fast this has gone. That's one of the things, how fast this has gone, as most people on the top of this list have been in their companies for 15 years or so to get there, but also that we are being led by some of the best in the world. So these Ramasio Fulcher, Chad and Natita, Nat and Chanita, who are at the top, they literally are mentoring this. If you're on this call, they are mentoring the person that invited you to this call, teaching us how truly to be business owners from home in the tech space. I actually spent a weekend in LA with Nat and Janita and Chad and Natita a few weeks ago, just truly breaking down as we're about to launch the App Store, like what does this mean on a global scale? And now we're actually having a live stream. So the significance of tonight's timing also is next Thursday, for those that are getting involved with us, we have an 8-hour day that they are going to break everything down on the industry and how to truly be a professional, again, building this all from home. And it is recorded though, and we will, for people that are able to get on, are involved, if that day of the week doesn't work for you, you're able to watch it on the weekend as well and break it down into parts. But it's truly been a gift to be led by the best in the world. And the leadership training I've gotten in the last 18 months being here in this company has far surpassed what I've gotten previously 4 years in the industry. So I think that beyond our technology and our incredible company, that is really a big gift that we have here at World Global Network. So how do you get involved? Technology sounds amazing. Obviously, it's kind of a no-brainer. But how do people, whether you're on here as a customer, we have, everything is done online. So we have just online stores, and we share it. We have a very simple system of sharing this from the business side. So we have a 3-minute video like I showed you guys, and then the business overviews that we do live daily to show people that are interested in also being part of the customer referral program, or that being a launch partner. Customer referral program basically means you just become a customer, and if somebody says what's on your wrist, or somebody you're talking to has something that you're like, oh my gosh, I know something that can really benefit you, you get 10% for referring that. Like, wouldn't that be nice if our restaurants did that, and stores, and anything we referred to as a 10% kickback. But truly, where the significant opportunity is being one of our launch partners. And it's all in the same as far as how you be a part of this. It's a little different than some other companies where you have to buy a business kit. You just pick your bundle and you become a customer. So these three options is from the customer side. It's the box sets, like I mentioned, where you're going to get the Germanium Stones, the colored bands, or just the BioZen personal bundle, which will give you about 12 chips, which 2 of them become free then and there. This builder level is where most of our business partners get started, because it's going to give you an extra few devices on hand as well. Most people already have like, oh gosh, I want one. I want to put my husband. I got to put my mom. And already can earmark the people in their life that they want to have, so you can have the ability to monitor each other. But it's also, I always say, like, we started right away too with that 4-pack and ended up getting another 4-pack like 3 weeks later, because as the word got out on this technology, like, it wasn't, people wanted them, and we were able to then give people devices right offhand. But you don't have to keep inventory. You can go everybody can shop right from your online store. So the builder pack of the BioZen, you get 30 plus 8 free. With the LX Plus, you get 4 of the devices. So it's 4 of the bands, 4 of the colored band sets, and then 4 of the Germanium Stone sets as well in there. And the duplication of this is the quickest way then to maximize the comp plan, because you're going to get right to the 20% on the team volume commission earnings, which we can definitely do a deep dive into the comp plan. If anybody has questions, just connect back with that person that invited you, and we'd be happy to get all questions answered on this. We do also have what's called the professional level. It's $3,500, so obviously it's not for everybody, but from a retail standpoint, it does make the most profitability sense, because you get 8 BioZen for free, so 38 total, and 4 of the LX Pluses. Just as, certain people decide to pick the professional level. A lot of times it's, people that have maybe a small clinic, although we've had lots of people that right away have seen, like, I want inventory of both on hand, because I want to get some of those LX Pluses on my family right away, and you can really profit with the BioZen chips, which do retail for $59 a piece. So the last thing I'm going to touch on is our loyalty membership. So this is kind of one of the residual income components here, but they're calling it a revolution in this space, because you're not getting more product every month, which that's where typically people end up kind of, canceling it in time. Industry-wide, I think retention on auto ships is about 10 to 12%, and we actually have a 75% retention rate here, because they're giving you every month, when you pay in $59, they're actually giving you $75 or 75 points, which are the equivalent to dollars, in your back office account. So you can store those points until you're ready to use them. So you don't have to order product every month. You're just going to get to bank away $75 for when you want to buy more BioZen. A lot of times people end up getting the newest device when it comes out, or if they have somebody they want to get a device for, they'll just use their points for that. You also get a protection plan. So after 6 months, you can replace if you actually were to break your Helo, you can replace one. You're able to get the upgraded app, the Pro app, so you can monitor more people on the Guardian function. So they've just made it kind of a no-brainer to where everybody wants to be on it because of what they've put into it. And again, it's that kind of one of the components of residual income. The other component is that app store. So think of it as kind of, again, like the story of Apple. Year one, they started with 800 apps in their app store, and it's truly their app store that had them wipe out the competition when it was Nokia and Motorola in the cell phone space. Today, there's I think 3 million apps in the Apple App Store, and it generates $2.3 million in revenue every single month for Apple. Like, it's not about cell phone sales anymore. It's about app downloads. And that's what we have now. So as people in our organizations, then, they drop a new app that is just, a game changer for certain people, or just this really cool new technology. And you have Helos out there, people download that new app. That's all going to be income that comes up to the organization and you get paid out on. So that is the second component of our residual income. And one of the beautiful things about the industry is the residual income component. So kind of bringing it back to that blood sugar piece, and when kind of speaking a little bit to the timing we have right now, which makes the business opportunity right now pretty significant, because that right now we've had some incredible technology with the blood pressure and the Guardian function, what we've been able to do. but we haven't even really gotten started. When that blood sugar comes and some of these other apps, like coming with the type of comp plan we have, once you get involved, everything that happens after you through the sales from customers or business partners actually goes underneath you. So when we think of the blood sugar, just 1% of the 4 million people worldwide that have to clinically monitor their blood sugar levels, if 1% decide to try our device, that's going to equal $1.6 billion in sales for our company. And we pay out 50% revenue to the field, to distributors, because we don't put that money into marketing, where it's traditional stores and whatnot. That's what they have to do. They pay it out to distributors because we are the ones sharing the information. So that's a pretty big deal. Last year, we sold just over 500,000 devices in year one and paid out $50 million in commissions to distributors around the world. So think of all the families that were blessed with that, because he, again, chose network marketing. So I mentioned the simple systems. You are able to do this from home. We have many people work this alongside of a full-time job, because it's just a simple system that we're doing through sharing a couple of videos and doing some good follow-up. We also have incentive trips. We're at the beginning of a qualification period for the second one we've had this year now. It'll be to Hawaii in September if you're US based. We have Morocco and Bali again for some of our international business partners, which I kind of want to get on those ones too. I was kind of just as excited. I'm like, maybe I can just relocate for the year and get in on that Bali stuff. So again, kind of positioning is a big deal here because of the type of comp plan again. And when you just decide to become a customer or a team member, you get your spot in the organization. And what's really cool is we truly link arms with you here. As you decide to come on as a launch partner with us, we just link arms with you, and we help you earn while you learn, and we help share the information. You do not need to do what I just did. That's what we're here for, and we do these live every day of the week right now to share the vision of this. In our year one, we were really pioneers bringing this technology here to the US and globally, but launching this company in North America. And now we just need to get the word out on what we have, because it's such a gift on the technology side and on the business side. So I thank you guys all so much for jumping on here with me tonight. Again, if you have any questions, just get back to the person that invited you. Let them know, okay, I'm in. Tell me about this launch partner thing, and we'll definitely connect you with how to get started. If you have questions, whether it's them or their uplines, we are more than happy to jump on and answer any questions. Or we always appreciate referrals. Since he did choose network marketing as the way to get this out, it's up to us to get the word out on it. So any referrals of anything that I talked about tonight, if there's somebody in your life that could benefit from what we have, we so appreciate you sharing the information as well and sending them our way. So thank you guys all. Have a blessed evening and take care.